Richmond Yard. It's nice to have a few friendly faces to make the long journey to Denver with. It really breaks up the trip when you're not the only one driving. Speaking of which, I do remember saying I'd teach you how to operate the steam engine. Up ahead is Fraser Station. I'll get you to stop the train just past the railroad crossing. Stopping is not really much different to a diesel engine in practice. When you see the stop navigation point up ahead, I'll get you to cycle to the regulator with the X button and set it to 0% with the right bumper. Okay, start to reduce the regulator till it reaches 0. Now, cycle to the train brake with the Y button and slowly engage it with the right trigger until you stop up ahead. Don't forget to hold down the right thumbstick and give a big hello by sounding your whistle when passing another train. Well done. Excellent work stopping the locomotive. A steam engine has a reverser, which is also known as the cutoff. This adjusts the direction of travel, but also adjusts the amount of steam used to move the pistons. Positive numbers are in the forward direction, negative numbers are for reverse. For example, if you set the cutoff to 75%, this will deliver the most amount of steam in the forward direction. Setting the cutoff to negative 75% will deliver the most amount of steam in the reverse direction. Cycle to the cutoff using the X button, then use the right trigger to increase the cutoff to 75%. This will make sure the cylinders get the most steam to get us going. It's a good idea to put the loco brake on before releasing the train brake. This prevents the train rolling away as we wait for the train pipe pressure to build and brakes to release across the entire train. Cycle to the loco brake with the Y button, then set it to 100% with the right trigger, so the loco has its brake applied fully. Now it's time to release the train brake. Cycle to train brake by pressing the Y button, then tap the right bumper till it's released. Much like a throttle in the diesel engine, a steam engine has a throttle which is known as the regulator. The regulator adjusts the amount of steam that is allowed to enter the cylinder. By opening or closing the regulator valve, you can directly control the flow of steam, which in turn determines the engine's power output. Getting a steam engine up and running requires a fair amount of skill and precision. It's not as easy as the diesel engines you're used to. Let's see how you go. When you're ready, you'll want to release the loco brake and then increase the regulator just a little to start the train moving. Open the regulator up too much when starting off, and you'll get wheel slip and can start to slide back down the hill. Cycle to the loco brake with the Y button and use the right bumper to release. Cycle to the regulator with the X button and use the right trigger to increase it just a little. Increase the regulator to about 20% until you get a little speed going. If you need to, tapping the right bumper will decrease the regulator. Now, increase the regulator to around 30% to keep increasing your speed slowly. You've managed to get the steam train chugging along nicely. Well done. Continue to open up the regulator slowly as your speed increases. You're at a good speed now. You can reduce the cutoff to use your steam more efficiently at higher speeds. Reduce the cutoff to 37% by cycling to it with the X button and using the right bumper to decrease it. This doesn't decrease the production of steam. Instead, it reduces the quantity of steam utilized to propel the train forward. If you'd like to see more detailed information on what the steam engine is doing, try toggling on the readouts. Do this by pressing the menu button and toggle readouts on or off. Monitor your coal and water levels closely, as maintaining these is crucial for the efficient and safe operation of a steam engine. Ideally, you want to keep coal close to 100% when you need lots of steam. If coal starts to drop, you can cycle to it by pressing the X button, then use the right trigger to increase the rate at which coal is added. If you need to decrease the coal rate, use the right bumper. You want to keep your water levels around about 50 to 70%. Cycle the water using the X button, then use the right trigger to increase the rate at which water is added. If you need to decrease the water rate, use the right bumper. I really enjoy the trip from coal country to Denver. The countryside is just so beautiful. The mountain ranges always take my breath away. I had hoped to purchase a block of land out this way, but unfortunately my wife can't give up the little avocado farm we have back at coal country. The speed limit just increased. Go ahead, open the regulator right up. Let's show this iron horse off to the countryside. There's so many beautiful houses that overlook the range. Eventually, my wife and I might end up out this way. You never know. I wonder how old Lazy Bones is doing in the back coaches. Having a little snooze, no doubt.
Judging by the speed we're doing, I bet the newbie has control of the steam loco. I really do hope Chuck's given the newbie a thorough run-through of the braking system. Could somebody please press pause? I think my last meal wants to get off at the next stop.
I imagine Rusty's sleeping like a baby back there in those comfy coaches. We don't all get to enjoy being chauffeured across the country. Someone has to put in the long hours to get us to Denver. So far, you've done an exceptional job learning how to drive the steam engine. Up ahead is Moffat Tunnel. To avoid the steam going everywhere as we pass through, I've contacted a couple of my buddies to pull us through and out the other side. As you get closer, I'll get you to apply the brake and stop where indicated. Once you stop, they will couple to our steam engine and start taking us through the tunnel. Okay, start to very slowly reduce your speed. As you get closer to the stop location up ahead, you can start to reduce the regulator more and more and then apply the train brake to come to a halt. Nice work. Sit back and relax while those diesel engines make their way towards us and couple up.
Were you setting a new land speed record a few miles back, newbie? I bet Chuck encouraged you.
The newbie did great. I don't know how someone passes judgment when they slept the entire way.
Huh. Slept the entire way? I was lucky to remain in my seat.
Well, next time, we'll get you to drive the entire way and the newbie and I will ride first class.
Okay, fine. It wasn't that bad, I admit.
Good. but you're still driving next time.
Thanks, Chuck.
Great. We're all coupled up. My buddies will take us through the tunnel and out the other side for us to continue our run to Denver. Did you know the construction of the Moffett Tunnel began in 1923 and was completed in 1928? The project was named after David Moffett, a Denver banker and railroad pioneer whose vision led to its creation. The tunnel stretches about 6.2 miles long, making it one of the longest in the Western Hemisphere at the time of completion. It is situated at a high altitude, with east portals located about 9,239 feet above sea level, making it one of the highest railroad tunnels in the world. Before the tunnel, trains had to make it difficult and time-consuming climb over Rollins Pass. The tunnel cut the travel time between Denver and the western slope significantly.
Hey, Chuck?
Yes, Rusty?
Think I might actually close my eyes and have another snooze after all those riveting facts.
See, I knew you were sleeping in those coaches on the way up. Okay, newbie, when we reach the other side, I'll get you to drive the steam engine a little more so you can continue to get a feel for it.